Welcome, welcome. I'm super excited you're here with me today. My name is Cindy List, and I am an accomplished career coach that helps stay at home moms with the confidence, tools, and skills to successfully get back to the workforce. Yep, that's exactly what I do. So, whether you've been at home for 20 minutes or 20 years, this is the place for you. In fact, over the past 9 years, I've successfully helped 600 women to get back to the workforce at jobs they absolutely love. Okay, before we get started, I want you to pop on over and subscribe to my channel so you are the first to know every single time I go live, which is going to be weekly on Wednesdays. And look out below, there's so much free content down there for you, from my private Facebook group to free masterclass, sign up for the blog, so much out there so that I can help you to get back to the workforce at a job that is meaningful, that matches your current why. Okay, so today we're going to talk about where you are now, why you're here now, what's going on, and how to get you forward. You know, there are lots of different reasons that you may be here, right? You may be here because you were privileged, and I use that word purposely. You were privileged to have had the opportunity to stay home and raise your family. And now, the kids are older, or they're in school, you're looking for something to fill the time, you're looking for something to challenge you, right? I remember that. I remember those feelings of really, really loving every moment of staying home to raise my children. But knowing and every single day saying, but I don't want that decision to mean that I can never get back to the workforce, right? And every single day kind of having it hang over me of who's going to hire me. Or, maybe you have to go back to the workforce because you need to go back to the workforce. Life is expensive. Children are expensive. Things happen. Sometimes things happen that we don't plan on, right? 40 to 50% of the women I work with are single moms, oftentimes not by choice, right? Where they signed up for the white picket fence, the 2.5 dogs, the 2.5 dogs, the 2.2 children, the dog, the white picket fence, the whole thing. And life didn't turn out to be the way they wanted it to be. Okay, so you might be here. And what I'm going to tell all of you, what I'm going to tell everybody, is that you've done difficult things in your life. You've overcome obstacles. You've overcome challenges in your life. Certainly, finding a job is not the hardest one that you ever had to do. It's really not. I'm sure that as I talk to this audience, there are people in here who have personally experienced significant hardships in relationships, in health, whether it be yours or a family member, somebody important to you. Okay, financial crisis, fires, all kinds of emergencies and things that have happened where you had to put on your big girl panties, rise to the occasion, and handle it, and problem solve, and fix things, and be that strong force for yourself and for others. So finding a job is not the hardest thing you've ever had to do, but maybe you just don't know how to do it, right? And what I'm going to tell you is so that's why you're here, right? That's why you're getting educated. That's why you're going about the same way that when you were in these fight or flight circumstances, you had to rise the occasion and get the education you needed to do. Okay, if you were somebody that you knew had to go through some significant medical treatments, you got educated. Okay, whether it be through doing research on your own and consulting with doctors and consulting with specialists, but you got educated. So don't ever say that because you're in a certain circumstance that you can't rise out of it. Okay, it is always the people that are willing to work the hardest that are the most successful in life. Okay, and are there some skills that you might not have? Yeah, okay, so what? There's a lot of skills that you do have. There's a lot of skills that you have that are going to be better than other people, okay? And if you are like most of my audience, you're probably in your 40s and 50s, you have communication skills that a lot of people that are younger than us don't have, okay? You have, there's a responsibility, a dedication. There's certain things that are in there that is not present, that is different in different generations. We did not grow up in the texting environment. We grew up in a different world. We learned how to communicate differently. So I want you to concentrate on everything that you have. I don't want you to concentrate on everything that you don't have. I don't want you to look at companies where everybody that's working there is 24 years old. Why? Well, it's just not the right fit. And if you keep looking at companies where everybody who's there is 24, of course you're going to feel old, like the dinosaur and outdated. Okay. But the average working age is much older now. And you know why? Because people live longer. Okay. Going back some in the olden days, people would work till they were 65. They would retire. They would die at 66, 67 years old. People are living into their 80s, 90s, and beyond. People are working longer. The age of the workforce is older. There's always going to be a place for you. We just have to find the right place. Okay, and then, of course, and if you've been with me for a while, there's ways you have to do it, right? You can't just like throw something together, some haphazard, here's my resume, put it out there, hope somebody's going to hire me. You have to put in the effort. The same way our children have to put in the effort in school, in a school project. You have to put in the effort to show that you're putting forth that you really want this job, okay? And then be careful about how you're coming across. Right? I was just talking to somebody now and she says, before she met me, I used to be like, okay, I'll even do it for free. Well, that screams desperation, doesn't it? There's different ways of putting yourself forward that if you're willing to do something in a trial basis, you're willing to come in and talk and if you're getting along really well with them, but they're a little uncertain because you don't have the experience, well, then maybe you can say, hey, listen, why don't we do a trial for a month? Right? We'll do a trial for a month. I'll come in here as a volunteer. I promise you're going to be happy with my work. But if you're not, then we can part and no harm either way and no hard feelings either way. But by begging somebody, that really screams that desperation. It doesn't show you knowing your own value. So what I hope to instill in you is recognizing that you are valuable, that you have skills that people want, and for you to feel confident about who you are so that you know how to take the steps to go forward, to create the next chapter of your own future. Okay? It is never too late. Understand that, ladies. As long as you're still alive, as long as there still is breath in your lungs and you can take another day and you wake up tomorrow morning, you have the opportunity to move forward. Okay? But, Prince Charming is not going to come knocking on the door. You have to make those steps yourself. You have to come out there. I can give you all the resources. I can give you all the tools, but I don't apply to the jobs for you. I don't go on the job interview for you. As a matter of fact, one of my clients is like, oh, can you go on that interview for me? I'm like, yeah, I think there's going to be another charge for that. I mean, you have to own it. You have to want it enough to put in the work, to value yourself enough to say, I am worth it. I'm going to put in this work and I can do this. Okay? 50 is a new 30, ladies. Okay? Go ahead and create the future that you want, the future that you deserve. I had a client recently, a divorced mom of 2 teenagers, and she went to a life coach before me, and the life coach had her draw out what her ideal future looked like. And part of it that she had was she drew a picture of a beach house, and that's where she wanted to be with her children. After I helped her get not 1 but 2 great job offers, she wrote to me and said, Cindy, I'm on my way to that dream house, right? I'm on my way to that beach house. This is exactly what I envisioned. Okay? And she wasn't 20 years old. Her kids were teenagers. So she's like you and me, right? Recreating, realizing that she's valuable, that she's worthwhile, and that you are never, ever too old to take charge, to own it, and create that next chapter in your future. Okay? Remember that you can do this. Remember that you are valuable. Remember that you have skills that other people don't have. Okay? Make this a productive week. Remember that you're a warrior. Okay? I hope you find this really helpful, and I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.